Good evening, good morning, good afternoon, good day to all. Welcome to another edition of Homie Picks. I hope you enjoyed week 2. We had some good games. It was looking like Lou was going to be the odds out, winner.
Going for the sweep, man.
But Lou happened to be 3-2 at the end of it. Ben, you didn't have the best week, but it happens. My last pick turned out to be the best pick because I had tied with Lou for 3-2. None of y'all saw my boys beating the
shout out Baltimore.
No, but you know what, when the game was about to start in this show, like everybody's picking, so everybody picked the Chiefs. I was like, Ravens are winning tonight. I went to sleep. When I went to sleep, KC was up, and then I was like, oh snap, yep, they won. Good call.
Listen, that was one of that game. I said it last week. That game was more important for Lamar Miller. I don't know if she meant Lamar Miller, Lamar Jackson than any other player on that field. Like that's one of those games that mentally you need, and he went and got it. So props to him.
Yep.
Yeah, great win.
It definitely was, man. I mean, I can't say that I wasn't scared, but I much rather be scared and right than petrified and wrong. So
that was a good kind of scared in that game. You know what I'm saying?
It was a good anxiousness.
Yeah, that was like, I'm ready for this. Like, let's get this done. Like, let me get this monkey off my back kind of scared. It wasn't one of those, here we go again kind of quarters. So, good game.
It was something special. I will say that. It was something special. But because that was something special, don't mean we don't have anything special for y'all this week. This is week 3 of 18. Remember, week 3 of 18, we got an extra year this year. Extra week this year. But this week, we're going to 2 teams, one of which we just spoke about, KC, another one who had another tough loss, the Chargers. Chargers had that game against Dallas. They let it slide at the end. 56-yard field goal, I believe it was, from their line. So, but like I said, our first game of this Homie Picks week 3 is Chargers at KC. Currently, KC, of course, they're going to be the favorite, but KC is a 6.5 point favorite, minus 310. Chargers are plus 250. So anybody want to make a little bit of money, of course, entertainment purposes or otherwise, Chargers are the sweet pick. We only have, I think, one more team that has sweeter things in favor for them, which would be the next game. But for this game, how do you see it going down, Ben?
This one's going to be tough for the Chargers to win. They're just making way too many mistakes right now. Like, they really blew that game against Dallas. They literally beat themselves with that one. They got 2 touchdowns called back from penalties. It was horrible. So I don't see them cleaning that up that quickly. It's going to take them some time. So I think they're going to struggle with that. And the offense has been a little bit disappointing. I thought they would be scoring a little bit more by now. But let's see what happens in this game. Maybe the defense is a little more lax. But I see KC winning, but I don't see them covering that. But if I was taking a bet, I would take the points, and take the Chargers. But just for the win-loss, I'll take KC.
Okay, so KC for Ben. Lou, what do you do?
Yeah, KC for me too. Shout out to the Zebras in that last game against the Dallas Chargers, because that one call that wasn't a tackle. Like he wasn't sacked. That was bad call on their part. And yeah, like Ben said, it comes down to discipline. 11 penalties on the offense. It's no way in heck you're ever going to win a game. It shows that you guys had chances. They blew 2 touchdowns. They made those mistakes against Dallas. You can't make half those mistakes against KC.
Yep.
So I see KC going in there. I mean, this is a divisional game. KC needs this win. Coming back off a loss to Baltimore, I'm definitely taking KC, straight on the money line here.
Yeah. I, had KC won, I probably would have picked the Chargers. Even though the Chargers are going into Arrowhead Stadium, I probably would have picked the Chargers because and I think the divisional game, especially an opponent of this caliber, San Diego would definitely try to play to a playoff standard, being that they know this team is a potential Super Bowl um, uh, uh, team. So they want to definitely put their best face forward. But I think KC definitely is going to win this game. So I'm picking KC. I think KC can't afford to go 2 games in a row without a win. Right now, the Raiders looking red hot. Not saying that they can't gain ground on the Raiders, but I think KC has a lot to lose when it comes to this. And I just can't see them actually going 2 weeks in a row without a win with Patrick Mahomes, and Andy Reid. I really wanted to go for the Chargers. I was literally up until Lou's pick, I was thinking Chargers, but I got to go with my gut in this one. I think Casey's going to win this one. But moving on to the next game, we got Chicago Bears versus the Cleveland Browns. Bears are finally going to see what Justin Fields can do in a full game setting. No Andy Dalton, even though they said if Dalton was healthy, he would be the starter, which even I laughed at that one, but whatever. So I guess he has. I guess we have everything to thank for Andy Dalton not being healthy. Baker took a mean shot in that game against the Texans, but he played through it, and he's playing again this week. So I don't know. How do you see it, Lou?
I like this game. I mean, I'm very excited for Justin Fields. I wanted him to start the season. I don't think this is the best team to start him against. Cleveland's defense moves around. They get after the quarterback. He's agile enough, but I would have started him in this game. Especially, I believe they're at Cleveland. Tough to win there. That stadium is tough to play in. As a rookie, I think that crowd is going to chew him up. I'm going with Cleveland in this one. I think Baker Mayfield has to continue to make a name for himself as one of the elite quarterbacks in this league, and I think he's going to use the Bears as that. Plus, it's your cross-town, cross-state rivals. Cleveland and Chicago fight for fans. So I think Cleveland's going to go out there and make a statement.
One thing I failed to mention: Browns are the favorite. They're
negative
320.
320 on that one. Yeah.
Bears are plus 260, so those are the best underdog odds we have for you this week. Cleveland also was a 7.5 point favorite. Ben, what do you think?
Yeah, as much as I would like to say the Bears, just because I would like to see Justin Fields get that win. I think this is going to be a tough one for him. I mean, going up against that defense, rookie quarterback, it's going to be tough. I'm not sure if he could even keep it close for most of the game. I think it's going to be a fairly easy win for the Browns, or at least it should be. I know Baker got a little bit hurt, but I think he played, like you said, he played through it. He seems to be okay with it, so I don't think that's going to be a big issue. But yeah, it's just a tough defense to go up against first game. I just don't see him pulling it off. I mean, if he does, I'll be impressed.
So two really good defenses are going at it this week. The Bears defense is pretty good, and that's how the Bears win a lot of their games, is through their defense. That's how to keep a lot of games close. That's how to keep a lot of games manageable. I'm still not sold about the Bears wide receiver play at times. And that could have been Dalton. That just could be how Nagy play calls. But Juice Landry is missing in this game. And there's no Juice Landry. I don't think Beckham is playing. So you're down to, third and fourth string wide receivers, as well as you're relying heavy on Nick Chubb and Kareem Hunt. And the Bears do have a good run defense as well. So President's not going to like me on this one, but I'm going Bears on this one. I think Bears defense can try to. I'm thinking Bears defense can manage to not stop Mayfield, but slow him down a little bit. And honestly, I think if his run game can't get off as well, and those are two really good running backs, Hunt and Chubb. Those are monsters right there. But if the Bears can slow them down to like maybe a couple yards average, I don't know who Baker's really going to throw to that's going to really excel in the passing game. Like I said, the Bears have a really good defense.
I think we're going to see the tight end. I think we're going to see the tight end step up this one. Austin Hooper, and Doku they have over there as well. So I think we're going to see the tight end step up in this game.
We're going to have to have a Khalil Mack search party as well because, sometimes Khalil Mack be going missing. But I think all things possible. I think Justin Fields, if he is as touted as they say he is, not just showing glimpses in game one, having a nice game and so forth, but actually showing, having run time with the first team, I can see it's not going to be a blowout by any stretch of any means. I just think it'll be a close, manageable game, just like how Chicago won last week. Like a slow, dirty game. Just going all out, and the defense is just gonna have to take charge, as always. Going to our third game, we got the Super Bowl champion Tampa Bay Buccaneers versus the Los Angeles Rams. Could be potential playoff game, depending on how things shape up come that time. But the Buccaneers, of course, are the favorites, as they should be. They should be the respected favorite. They are a negative 120, 1.5 point favorite. Rams are a plus 104. So even Vegas sees this as a really tight and close game. Unlike the Buccaneers' first two opponents, they see this as probably their toughest one yet. And I see it as the toughest one also. The Rams have a really good defense. My thing is, I'm just not sold on Matt Stafford. I think Stafford doesn't do anything different for them. I think Cooper Kupp is a great wide receiver, but I just don't see. One thing about Tampa Bay was they let Atlanta score on them, and the defense took over eventually, but I don't know how many games Tampa Bay is going to win like that, especially that was a bad Atlanta team and they were scoring at will at half of the time. You have a capable offense in this week. So I think Tampa probably steps up better. They probably respect their opponent more. So I think Tampa's going to win it. And it's a 1.5 point favorite. So even if you were to go points on this one, Tampa still got that one. But yeah, I see Tampa winning this game. I think the Rams just as much as I love Aaron Donald, I just don't think he's going to be enough for this game. Ben, what you think?
I think Tampa wins this one. So, like I said, I wasn't impressed with Matt Stafford when he played with the Colts. Colts defense is not playing well right now, and he struggled with them. And Tampa has a much better defense right now. The front is can create much more pressure, and he struggled with that. So I think that it's going to be a low-scoring game. The defense will play well, but could be wrong. It gets out of hand, but I still feel that Tampa pulls it.
Yeah, Luke.
I'm going to go against you on this one. I think this is a game that burst that whole Tom Brady going on the best year of his career bubble. I'm going to go with the Rams. Rams are home. They're hot. You got the Seahawks that lost last week. You got Kyler Murray breathing down your neck. They can't afford to lose any games. This is going to be the test for Matt Stafford. Usually when Matt Stafford goes against an elite quarterback, when he was with Detroit, he was never talked about. I think he feels disrespected for all the years he's been in the league, and I think this is his retribution game. And his redemption tour with the Rams. So I'm picking the Rams to do this. I think it's gonna be a close game. You know, Vegas has the line really really close. Um, so I'm going to go on a limb and take the Rams here. They come out, they squeak it out, and get the W.
Okay, I like that. I like that. Something that we're gonna have some fun with is this next one. The person who is the El Presidente for this club, for this wonderful network we're on. He's a Niners fan, and his team, the San Francisco 49ers, are hosting the Green Bay Packers, fresh off their where is Aaron Rodgers tour against Detroit. The Niners are the favorite. They're negative 184, 3.5-point favorite. Packers are plus 154. Ben, how do you see it, bro?
I like the Niners in this one. I think the defense is playing well. The run game shall be determined right now who they plug in there, but the system makes their running backs pretty well, so they can pretty much plug somebody in there if they have a decent enough back. So I think they'll be all right. You know, Garoppolo is a little underrated in my opinion, so I think he'll be fine with that. Uh, yeah, I'm not convinced with Packers just yet. I mean, their defense is still so-so. I think that can be exploited. And I mean, just historically, Rodgers struggles with pressure, and the Niners can bring pressure. So it's gonna be a rough one for him, I think. So I like the Niners.
Yeah, Luke.
Yeah. So I think Aaron Rodgers is still shaking off some rust. He didn't play much in the preseason. I think he treated game one as preseason game number two, and then Detroit as preseason game number three. I'm going with Green Bay on this. A Sunday night game. I know Aaron Rodgers loves the bright lights. He needs to start showing the rest of the league that he's still elite and his trade value is still high. And so when offseason comes, he can go where he sees fit. So I'm taking Green Bay over San Francisco on Sunday night.
Well, that's a great pick. That's a pick I don't agree with, but it's a great pick. Yeah, I don't remember the last time Aaron Rodgers won a game in Santa Clara or in San Francisco or at San Francisco. Aaron Rodgers, every time he seems to play against a team that he wanted to get traded to or wanted to get drafted by, it just doesn't always pan out well for him. I don't see this year being any different. I think San Francisco, their defense alone steps up again. I don't think it'll be like how Raheem Mostert, ran up and down, sideways, backwards, and every which way against them. Even though he's not playing, I don't think anybody that falls behind him is going to be doing that same thing against Green Bay's defense. But that's the thing about it. Green Bay's defense, I just don't have that much faith in. Granted, they played great in the second half of that Packers Lions game, but it was looking kind of shoddy for a while there. I think it's probably more of Jared Goff and just his team is not being on the same page. Hawkinson is a great tight end for Detroit, but you talking about Hawkinson, then you go to George Kittle. Come on now. So Kittle alone is better than every person on the Lions. Going from the
Kittle
quarterback
has been MIA though.
That's true. Last week it was, but I think that 1 week is just going to be like an aberration, and I think I don't know if it's going to be Garoppolo or Trey Lance, whoever. I know Garoppolo's starting and so forth, but you never know where Garoppolo's history of getting injured or not. I think even if Trey Lance gets a moment to shine, he might do something against them. I think the 49ers defense is leaps and bounds better than Green Bay's. And I think that alone may earn them some points as well. Plus, Aaron Rodgers, aside from the second half, he just doesn't show that passion like he cares. Like, I just don't see it really in him. Like he really wants out of Green Bay. So, and I think regardless of his play status, people still want Aaron Rodgers on their team. So he can play like shit against for a few weeks, and people are still going to want him on their team, just because he's not on the Packers. So yeah, I'm thinking Niners on that one. And now for our grand finale. I'm definitely looking at the schedule. I did not think that this would be a good game at all. But these two teams have shown that they actually are playing for something better than last year. The Philadelphia Eagles and the Dallas Cowboys. Like the Eagles have shown they have an actual defense. Cowboys have shown they can actually score at times, not against the Chargers. That was just whatever. But both teams are actually playing at a decent level, much higher than last year. So high that I'm actually going Eagles. I'm actually picking the Eagles.
Whoa.
Bold prediction. I'm picking the Eagles. I can't believe I'm saying that either, but I think Philadelphia's defense, and that's probably been like my tagline tonight. The defense has been showing out. The Eagles, granted, so I'll say like this. They held Atlanta to, what was that, 9 points, I believe. Atlanta scored 28 or something like that against the Bucks. They held the Niners, who scored 40 points against Detroit, to 17 points. Dallas, was scoring at will against Tampa's defense. So maybe Tampa's defense is something to look at. But but Dallas went against the Chargers and scored 17. Well, that was a lucky 17, but I think the Eagles defense is pretty stout. And they've shown at the first 2 weeks that they're pretty decent. I thought Washington's defense would have probably been the best defense in that division, but Eagles are showing pretty good standard right now. But yeah, Jalen Hurts is showing that he's a quarterback, that actually wants to be number one, and he's not worried about his replacements or his backups. So I think the Eagles defense and Jalen Hurts is somewhat good QB play is enough to slow down Dallas's onslaught of offense. Lou, how do you see it?
I hate both teams equally. I'm gonna say that all my Giants fans out there. Both teams can end the tie for all I care. But for the integrity of the show, I'm gonna go Cowboys on this. Dak Prescott is showing out right now. I think he went to Russia and got that Kobe Bryant surgery over there because he came back and he hasn't missed a beat. My X factor in this game is Tony Pollard. I think he's been the best running back Dallas has had so far this season. He's running with power, running with intention. He's outplaying Zeke Elliott right now, which no one would thought we would say going into the season. Cowboys, if they can hold their offensive line and give Dak Prescott time and give Tony Pollard holes to run through, I see Dallas beating Philly in this one. As good as Philly's defense has been, I don't think I've seen anyone that can stop Prescott right now. So until they show me otherwise, I'm going to roll with Dallas on the game.
Good.
Okay. I'm gonna have to go with the Eagles in this one. Actually, I like the Eagles here. I agree with you. The defense has been playing very well, but it's a little understated that the new coach from the Eagles was the Colts offensive coordinator, and he was the one that really molded the schemes well to Philip Rivers. I think he's doing that well with Jalen Hurts because he's playing very well. The offense can pretty much score, not at will, but fairly easily. They do have good schemes, so I do like what they're doing with him. So I think even if their defense falters a little bit with Dallas, I think they can keep up with them. So I think they can squeeze a win out. So I like the Eagles in this one.
Okay. So that's our picks. If you will disagree, let us know in the comments. Share, subscribe, like. Let us know where you think we're right. Let us know where you think we're wrong. Like I said, we're always here to answer any questions when it comes to betting lines and spread bets and all these other kind of fun stuff that, for entertainment purposes, was available. If you live in a state where you can bet like Lou, take advantage of it, make a little money, just don't spend the college fund. But
Amen to that.
Anybody else want to share anything? Lou, you want to share soccer?
I did go to the Jets game on Sunday. Man, that was bad. It was really bad. Really, really bad. It was scary bad.
The future of the Jets?
Rough. That's gonna be so rough for the kid. I mean, you can see that he does have some arm talent. However, there's just no structure right now. He's doing whatever he wants, basically, and he's gonna fail.
3 of those picks were like, "What are you doing, bro? Like, what are you doing?" Like, I seen it coming, and I'm a fan of the stand.
He doesn't want to follow the play. He just wants to ad lib to it. So it's like, some of those picks were just horrible.
And look, I will say this.
Tough for New York football right now.
I will say this. Like, I remember seeing like the stats at first. It was like he was 2 for 4, but the 2 for 4, like the 2 incompletions were interceptions.
No, like at one point in the first quarter, he was 2 for 5 with 3 interceptions. He had more completions to the other team than he did to his own players.
He was trying to beat Jameis, man. He reverted back.
Oh man.
To how
and listen, I give Jets fans props because they didn't boo him to like the fourth quarter. So I give them props for that. They didn't boo him to like the fourth quarter when it got ridiculously stupid. But it was bad. That was a bad home opener for him.
Tough.
I don't know how you shake that off.
It's tough.
Look, I mean, I'm rooting for Robert Saleh, but this is like any other coach. I mean, except for Rex Ryan, I think was the last winning coach in that franchise.
Yeah.
That's crazy because that's a long time ago. But who would have thought your last great hope was Mark Sanchez? Anyway, until the next time, like, subscribe, share, comment. Let us know we're right, we're wrong. And we'll catch you in week 4.
Peace. Go Giants.